The video you all have been waiting for is officially here. The Broncos' 53-man roster is set, and we are ready for Week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. Welcome in Broncos country to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. Oh, I have been waiting to make this video. But before we get into it, if you want all of the Denver Broncos full analysis, all of the news, all of the rumors, join the Broncos Breakdown family. We are growing every single day. Hit that subscribe button and that little bell notification and never, ever miss anything about the Denver Broncos. Let's start, of course, with the quarterbacks. Only two this time, Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham. Sam Ehlinger will be designated most likely to the practice squad if he's not picked up by another team. I thought Sam Ehlinger actually had a pretty decent preseason, but we knew that it was going to be Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham, make no mistake about it. Although I do want to give a special mile-high salute to our friend Sam Ehlinger for a great preseason himself. Let's move on to the running backs, considering the quarterbacks were kind of like easy pickings. I was right about this one. All four. In fact, most of these, I only had, I think, two really big slip-ups. But I did say J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, Tyler Badie, and Jaleel McLaughlin. By the way, I'm going to start showing you some running back depth charts and some other depth charts. Just keep in mind, this is not a fully solidified list. This is a fluid list. Obviously, when we get the starters named, things will change around. This is just a rough estimate of what I think some things are going to look like. But right now, RB1, RB2, RB3, and RB4 looks kind of like this, at least according to Moose. The wide receivers, only 5 this time. Sutton, Franklin, Mims, Bryant, and Sherfield. And the one guy that I want to name on this is you stink. No Courtney Jackson. I was really banking on Jackson making this team. I really, really was. However, it didn't turn out that way. I thought maybe because of his special teams prowess, he was going to get on, but he ended up not doing it. And the Broncos wide receiver depth chart is going to end up kind of looking like this. Sutton, Mims, Franklin, Bryant, or you could flip Franklin and Mims, whatever you want, with Trent Sherfield rounding out as wide receiver number 5. I'm not upset keeping 5. I just don't know that I would have kept Courtney Jackson off the list. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to the tight ends. 4 of them, Evan Engram, Adam Trautman, Lucas Krull, and Nate Adkins. Nate Adkins has a little special asterisk by his name. He is on the short-term IR. Sean Payton did say that there is an opportunity for him to get back around week 2 to week 4, so he won't miss a significant amount of time. And Payton also said we're going to hold his roster spot. So 4 tight ends, going to look like this. Ingram's your 1, Trautman and Krull. I think I might switch Krull and Trautman at some point. I thought Krull had a really great game against the New Orleans Saints. Make no mistake about it. So give me those 4 as my tight ends, kind of in that order, but maybe switch Krull around. Either way, I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far from the Denver Broncos offensive 53-man roster. Rounding out the offense, the offensive line, we kind of knew this was going to be the case. Bowles, Powers, Wattenberg, Miners, McGlinchey, Peart, Forsyth, Palczewski, and Frank Crum. Sean Payton talked a little bit about Frank Crum, believe it or not, and kind of gave his ideas and his thoughts for Crum, and he said the upside on this guy is huge. We have a vision for him, and he's going to bring a lot to this this offensive line room. So I trust my head coach. Give me Crum on the list, rounding out the 9 that the Broncos have. Nick Gargiulo obviously went down with a season-ending injury in the preseason. So Crum looking really, really good. Okay, this is the depth chart right here. The starters are going to remain just like this. We knew this was going to be the case. They brought back all starting 5. There are no mistakes about it. I do, however, want to note some notable cuts. See what I did there? Only 3 of them on offense. Courtney Jackson, who I thought was going to make this. Audric Estime, who we talked a little bit earlier about today and yesterday on our live show, not making it. And Caleb Lohner, I know a lot of people were like, oh, it's too bad to see Caleb Lohner not making the list. Guys, the development needs a lot of work. Could he end up being on the practice squad? Sure. Absolutely. But right now, he's not a fit for the 53. Do you like the Broncos' official offense? That's what it looks like right there. We don't know the starters yet, although we have a pretty good idea, right? But this is what it looks like on the 53. So let me know in the comment section down below. Before we get into the defense, my friends, you can tell that I'm like the least hairy guy you know, right? That's funny. My back has 5 o'clock shadow. And I'm telling you this right now. When I shave and I use my personal grooming products, I specifically trust Harry's. I love the way that this blade contorts to my neck because I'm telling you, razor burn is no laughing matter. But guess what? Harry's right now has a really cool offer for you guys. For a limited time, our listeners can get Harry's trial set for only $8 and a free gift at harrys.com/chat. Is your razor going dull too fast? Does it irritate your neck, like I said? Or does it just cost way too much? $20 for a 4-pack? Come on, total scam. Harry's comes in with a weighted ergonomic handle that gives you total control, no more slipping or awkward angles. It's premium, and it gives you a balanced, smoother, steadier shave. But they don't just make razors. They've got a full lineup of grooming essentials, from shave gel to deodorant to body wash, all thoughtfully made and priced up to stock. For a limited time, like I told you, our listeners can get Harry's trial set for $8. That's it, $8, and a free gift at harrys.com/chat. Just head over to harrys.com/chat to receive our exclusive discount. After you purchase, they will ask, hey, where'd you hear about us? Please support our show and tell them the Broncos Breakdown sent you. One more time, harrys.com/chat. I'll have all of that in the comments and description for you of today's video. All right, D lineman, you're up next. This was interesting. I had said yesterday on the show that you could coin flip between Jordan Jackson and Ehlinger Uwazurike as that last kind of sixth defensive lineman. Well, it turns out they said, Moose, that coin landed straight upright. They went with both. I'm not upset about it. I like Jordan Jackson's run-stopping ability. I think he's a quality depth piece. And same with Ehlinger Uwazurike. I think this is just a nice little quality rotational player. But make no mistake about it, your defensive line depth chart looks like this. Your three starters, Zach Allen, DJ Jones, and John Franklin Myers. Special shout-out to Rook, Savion Jones, and Malcolm Roach, obviously, who are going to be probably those guys that get in more frequently than the other two. But I really like the Broncos' defensive line. It's going to be a stout unit in 2025. But maybe not as stout as the edge rushers, because they're up next. Spoiler alert, we kind of knew this was going to be the case too. Benito, Koopa, Ellis, who I'm really high on this year, Dondre Tillman, and Q Robinson. Obviously, Nick Benito is your 1 and Jonathan Cooper is your 2. But make no mistake about it, if you had to put in a 3, it is easily Jonah Ellis, and I think he's more of like a 2A. I said yesterday, 3 Broncos players this year, Benito, Cooper, Ellis. All 3 of them are going to have more than 10 sacks. That's my hot take for the 2025 edge rushers of the Denver Broncos. Okay, now we have to talk about the other linebackers, because technically edge is not a position. It's an outside linebacker. But the inside linebackers look like this. Alex Singleton, Dre Greenlaw, Justin Stranad, and Karene Reed. I should mention there's a little asterisk on this as well. Drew Sanders is on the short-term IR as well. He'll be back somewhere around week 4 or week 5, maybe as far as week 6. But he is right now not currently a roster candidate on the 53, although I fully expect him to come back. But the 4 right now, Singleton, Greenlaw, Stranad, and Karene Reed. The Broncos streak of UDFAs continues. The only one to make the team. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's move on to the corners, exactly what we predicted. Surtain, Moss, Barron, McMillan, and CAD, Chris, Abrams, Drain. No-Fly Zone 2.0. And I've been talking a lot with some of you fans, and I love to do that, believe me. Like, I read your comments, I listen to you guys, and I like to converse. One of our fans believes, I'm not going to say who, that Chris Abrams Drain could be in to take over Riley Moss's position at some point during this season. Now, I'm not here to speculate on that yet because that's a different topic for a different video. But I will say this. These 5 absolutely goated. I'm really, really happy that they kept 5. That's what we originally predicted. The safeties, I predicted 4, but I also said I had a tough time going between Devin Key and J.L. Skinner. So they did the same thing that I said about the defensive linemen. They flipped a coin, it landed straight up. They went with both. Brandon Jones, Hufanga, Locke, Key, and Skinner. No problems with this. No problems with this whatsoever. Honestly, could I see if you had to bring back a Drew Sanders, maybe getting rid of someone like Key and designating him to the practice squad? Sure. That's a possibility. But at this point, I'm not going to speculate on that. This is just the initial official 53 for week 1. And then, of course, your special teams. We knew this too. Lutz, Crawshaw, Fraboni as your long snapper. And that's your 53-man roster for the Denver Broncos. Some notable defensive cuts as well, because you know I can't go an entire video without mentioning my boy. I was so sad. This was the other thing that I got wrong. Lavelle Bailey. 2 things wrong. I said Courtney Jackson was going to make this team, and I said Lavelle Bailey was going to make this team. I was so heartbroken to see Lavelle Bailey not make the team. But that's showbiz, baby. Either way, it was a great run, and maybe, just maybe, he heads over to the practice squad as well. We'll obviously know more as time goes on. Damarri Mathis, another notable name, but we knew he was going to get cut. He's been burnt toast for the longest time. All right, fill in the blank. The Broncos have the blank best 53-man roster in the NFL. I'm going to caveat it. Top 4. I think it's really, really good, man. This is going to be a great team, and I'm so excited to go through the entire season with all of the loyal Broncos country fans. So remember, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you haven't. And as always, Broncos country, mile high salute. Salute. Be cool.